Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Midweek War! It is me, Mad Mike, and we are here to talk some 205 Live. And with me, as always, is the one and only Sorgatron. How are you, sir?
I am great. I'm discombobulated because I am not in Mayhem Studios. I'm in the Sorgatron Media home camp, formerly the office space, which is now moved. And there's no internet there, so we couldn't do this there yet in the new studio. But here I am, ready to talk the flippiest of flips. The liveliest of 205s, 205 Live Midweek War.
You need to work on selling the show a little bit, Sorg.
This is me working it out.
Okay, all right. We're workshopping it. You know, we're new to this whole podcast game. We're new to it.
Yes, only a young 11 years deep.
Mm-hmm. Hey, 11-year-olds are still pretty young, Sorg.
Let's move on before this gets more awkward.
Okay, that's fine. Sorg, what's your word for 205 Live this week?
My word for 205 Live is Flippy wins. Flippy. Let's go Flippy.
Okay.
Sorry, first thing that came in my head was two words, so I have to boil it down.
That's fine. My word this week is grounded. It's a play on words. Get it? Because Gulak got grounded.
I'm with you.
Get it? It's a joke. I like jokes.
You do.
All right,
you like all the jokes.
I'm a big fan of the jokes. Sorg, what is your good for 205 Live this week?
My good for 205 was actually that 2 out of 3 falls match. I thought it was really good.
It was really a lot of fun. I like that they kind of played off just about I think showing the package before of the 2-2 wins helped tell the story that they were telling in the 2 out of 3 falls match. Because Ali got one pin with a similar ground roll up that he beat Gulak with. We revisited the Drew Gulak attempting to fly off the top rope. And I like how the reason Gulak got defeated was because he decided not to jump and was about to step down.
Right. Like the consideration and the temptation of Drew Gulak was really kind of the story of this.
Yeah, and I mean Mustafa Ali kind of had to win this.
Yeah,
he had to. But I was a little worried for a second because I thought he legitimately hurt himself by hitting the stand where the no-fly zone flag was.
Right.
Yeah, there was a part on the outside where he did like a Hurricane Rana. I think he landed on that base, and he was not supposed to.
Well, he moved on. Well, I haven't heard any injury reports, so I'm glad to see that didn't happen.
Yeah, but all right. So Sorg, they basically did this on Raw, but what do you think of the name of the inverted 450?
What they call it?
The 054.
054?
Yeah, because 450 backwards.
Oh, because he does. Yeah.
Because it's inverted.
I don't hate it. There's worse names.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Corey Graves can pretty much sell me on anything, so
that's true.
All right, my good this week, I'm gonna have to go for Apollo Crews.
Wait, on 205 Live?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Apollo Crews. No, because honestly, that backstage segment with him and Tozawa, talking about Tozawa's match tonight, that was the most character I've seen out of Apollo Crews ever.
I've been loving the selling of Titus as a viable thing.
Yeah,
right. And he's not this healing thing as much anymore. This is pretty cool.
Well, the heel thing was not working.
No.
Not working,
and he's still like kind of sketchy, but like has become kind of reliable and is justified in his stuff. Mm-hmm. So, which could still lead to a lot of conflict, but I mean, I like it. I really like it.
Yeah, like Cruz coming in saying, "Listen, when Titus booked me against Braun Strowman, and I got my ass kicked, I hated him. But then I watched it back and I saw he fought for me. Like we went into the ring and he tried to defend me when Braun was still attacking. I'm like, That's really cool. That's a good moment. So like, that was honestly one of my favorite parts of the show because it's the most character Apollo Crews has gotten since he debuted in NXT for me.
Yeah, I dig it.
All right, but not every show is perfect, as we all know. Sorg, what was your bad this week for 205 Live?
My bad. I mean, if I have to pick a bad, it's just like, yeah, jobber match, okay. It just I can't get excited about them anymore in this day and age. You know, even though I'm like, hey, can we get some more of that? You know, just odd stuff of, why are people kind of disappeared on this? Like Gallagher is nowhere to be found. Or no, wait, no, he didn't pop up, did he?
No, Gallagher wasn't there, but it was
No,
another guy from the same place.
Sorry, I am. Okay, yeah. I'm kind of confusing because there actually, I thought, was a little bit of significance on Raw with the cruiserweights this week, more than usual. Not that I remember it, and then I'm smashing up the two nights in my head. So it's like, yeah, something completely happened with them. No, that was the tag match on Raw. Oh, no.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Nothing happened with the cruiserweights.
I don't know if that's a great thing or a bad thing on this one, but it's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like Brian Kendrick. I like what he's doing, but at some point, Jack Gallagher has to kind of carry his own weight in the feud. Like, I would have loved for Brian Kendrick going out against this jobber and like denigrating and beating him down and everything like that. And then all of a sudden you hear Brian Kendrick's music and it's Jack Gallagher cosplaying as him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's where this has to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then that could have like caused a distraction and it could have forced Kendrick to lose because Brian Kendrick can lose a match. He doesn't have to win. Like, I think it would have been kind of cool. But at this point, he has just kind of made Gallagher look horrible in this feud.
Right.
If I had to pick a bad this week, I'm going to go with how Akira Tozawa won his match. Because, he's showing the fighting spirit, like fighting through his shoulder pain, everything like that. And then he wins. Roll up is fine, but he definitely pulled the tights.
Right. So now it's kind of pulling into the, they're pulling into that heelish side of Titus. So, which I like it because it's kind of adding another dimension to things. Like they're sort of giving in to the Titus ways, but, still, so what does that turn these guys into a heel faction or like, good guys that really will do whatever it takes?
Yeah, but that hasn't been part of the gimmick over the past couple of weeks. Like that was when it first started, and then they it seems like they switched gears on that. Mm-hmm. Like Titus threw in the towel specifically to save Akira Tozawa's shoulder. So it wasn't like a Healy thing.
He went this way to stick his neck out for him, much like he stuck his neck out defending Apollo Crews, right?
Yeah.
So this was Tozawa going more towards the middle on his side. You see this? Like it's kind of like everybody's kind of coming into this middle space.
Yeah, but we don't need more of that. Like we need defined characters.
Well, I think it's adding some layers to the characters. So
I mean, I'm willing to see where this goes.
Right. Let's hold and say, okay, that's interesting. How does that get justified next week?
Because Ariya Daivari should not be justified.
No.
He should not be justified for that post-match attack.
No.
Which I think like he kind of is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's attacking an injury, so that's kind of.
He's attacking an injury, but he's also attacking someone that just cheated to beat him.
It's true. This is
now.
True.
Now I realize Daivari was also holding him tight, so turnabout's fair play. But if you have this good guy who's nursing a bad injury, he should kind of pull it out on his own without having to resort to things.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. It was weird. It was just weird.
Well, let's see how this plays out. It's got me interested to see where it goes. Mm-hmm. So they're hooking me there.
Yeah. Do you have a change for this week, Sorg?
My change would be, I think we slightly touched on Rich Swann and T.J. Perkins, and I think I would have learned a little bit more out of that with what's going on with them lately.
Yeah, they're having a tag match next week where they each pick their own partner.
Yeah, it's getting convoluted.
That's kind of weird.
So, but we'll see where that goes to. I mean,
yeah, hopefully we can bring back like Kitty Cat Man or something like that.
Kitty Cat Man, jeez. I wonder if we can. I want to send you some Kitty Cat Man matches from IndieWrestling.us or something, just so you know.
I love
to placate you. I know.
I love Lindsay Dorado.
You know, but I just because I know you love it, I just want to send. I just want to send you the email with the links. For you to download them, just so I can get the message back, Kitty Cat Man in all caps. Just the idea that pleases me. It brings joy. It's something that you do that brings joy to my heart, Mike.
Yes. Well, I try. I'm usually so negative on a lot of these shows.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just break out Kitty Cat Man.
Story and blah and development.
You know,
and where we're going on and Kitty Cat Man.
The midweek is generally pretty good. Now that we've extricated a tumor from the midweek war known as Global Force Wrestling. No, I'm serious. I have not watched it.
I know you haven't. So if anybody out there wants to volunteer to cover Global Force Wrestling Impact for us.
Sorg, there's a nasty rumor out there, though. Did you hear the rumor of who might be going to Global Force Wrestling?
Who?
Which might force me to watch it again?
Who?
Boone the Bounty Hunter.
Boone the Bounty Hunter? No.
That's the rumor.
Oh.
He's supposedly going to be at the shows in Staten Island.
We'll see.
And that's because someone else is suspended.
This what? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if somebody hasn't filmed a new season in over a year, I mean, they got to go somewhere.
Yeah. I don't blame them. I don't because if he goes, then maybe Miss Taya also goes to Global Force. Especially with the bullshit that's happened with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which we didn't get to talk about last night on Tuesday on Mayhem Show.
No, but maybe we will around Lucha.
Yeah. But I mean, all right, and I'll say this now. I will not watch, or at least not podcast, about Global Force / Impact until Taya or Johnny Mundo appear on their program.
Give you a reason. I kind of want to watch again if DJ Z pops up.
I mean, Drago's on there, which makes me kind of want to see Drago, but because I think they had like Drago versus ACH.
Oh, I thought you were going to say somebody else that I saw. We're not allowed to talk about him.
No, I'm talking about Impact.
Yeah, no, I am talking about Impact because I saw a match with Dragos in, and it's somebody that's on the banned list.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm confused. My change for this week, getting back to 205 Live.
Somebody I dislike more than Bobby Fish.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Was it Puppet?
No. I don't have any ill will. It was just strange because he's the one that called me an asshole, and I'm like,
okay. I think I know who you're talking about.
All right, moving on.
All right, yeah. But my change this week, I would have had Drew Gulak win the first fall.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, you know, especially it feels like we've seen so many 2 out of 3 falls matches lately. It's like he always wins the first one, and it's like they didn't. I'm like, oh, cool. What are we doing here? You know, and so good.
I thought for a second Ali was going to sweep.
There's I
thought for a second Ali was going to sweep it.
I want to throw out a shout out to BC Steele's podcast, which I can never remember the name of it. One Step Behind podcast, I think it's called. He had a good talk with a local booker manager named Marcus Mann, who I need to have a conversation with after I heard that conversation. And talked about like the tropes of wrestling and then mixing those up a little bit. Like, hey, the heel didn't win the first fall, or the good guy doesn't have to win every big show at the end of the story. You know, stuff like that. You know, that was one of those.
I would love to have that conversation because I'm
going to send you this podcast.
Okay.
But that's a conversation for later. But that struck in my head a little bit, and now it's probably something that
it's so weird when you realize like there are certain tropes about like wrestling that you don't pick up on until someone says it out loud. That it kind of breaks your whole worldview of it.
Well, I think it's one of those. I think that's one of the issues with us as longtime diehard wrestling fans is we see You're like, how many times have you said on this show and other ones, like, oh yeah, this is happening, or this guy did this on the show, which means this is obviously going to happen on the pay-per-view, like things like that, right? One Step Forward podcast by BC Steel, if you want to look that up, and I'll send you the direct link to the podcast I was talking about.
Because one thing that I heard on a different podcast, and this like I've never picked up on this, but now I see it like all the time. Little guys never Irish whip big guys.
Makes sense.
No,
other than the fact that the Irish whip actually is a bullshit move.
Yeah.
Which also the figure 4 is. Ric Flair has admitted it. So
if you put it on the wrong way, it can actually hurt someone.
Yeah, but
personal reference.
The whole turnover thing is bullshit.
Oh yeah, no, the whole turnover thing is stupid. Like that doesn't alleviate any pressure at all.
Right.
but the move actually can hurt. It can hurt if you're not, working it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just stuff like that. All right, so Sorg, where do you rank 205 Live this week?
Third.
Third?
Third.
Wow. Okay.
Third. And that, again, everything is fairly close. Everything had really good moments, but of the three, I'm going third.
Okay.
So not a distant third, they're back of the pack. It's just that's where they landed for me with the things that were happening.
Okay, for me, I'm gonna go second. I really liked the 2 out of 3 falls match, and I thought the Tozawa Daivari match was great except for the finish. So I'm gonna go second. It's pretty close though. NXT just did a few things that bothered me.
Right. Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. I have problems with NXT too, but probably
different problems than what I have.
Probably different. Probably the things that put it number 2 are the things you don't like.
Fair enough. All right. But yeah. All right. So Sorg, where can the good people on the internet find you?
You can find me at 1619 Broadway Avenue in the Beachview neighborhood. That's where we'll be starting next week. But at SorgatronMedia.com to keep an update on everything going on, and including our WrestlingMayhemShow.com. We fixed the .com. Sorry about that, guys. GoDaddy did a weird thing. I got
Sorg talked bad about Candice Michelle.
I had a nice chat with a lady. I apologized. I asked her to pass along my apologies to Candice Michelle. They fixed the .com. We all good now.
Sorg, I didn't know that was the address of the place. You have to introduce it. Booyaka Booyaka 1619.
Well, I do now, Mike.
If I put it on a podcast, Sorg has to do it.
I do now. That is the cheesiest damn thing I'm going to do. That's going to integrate completely into the Wrestling Mayhem Show intros.
You should put an engraved plaque above where the number is that just says Booyaka Booyaka.
Booyaka. I don't even know where the number is on the building, actually, now I think about it. I don't know if they put the number up yet.
You should find it, and you should put Booyaka right above it. Yes, that's happening. All right, you can also find me at MadMike4883 on the Twitter machine. Also go to @MayhemShow. Look for the hashtag MM for when I live tweet things, such as giving Johnny Mundo an idea for Worldwide Underground cereal. All right, and that's basically it for us this week. We will be back next week on the Midweek War.